Good morning, one and all. Myself, Purushothaman. I work as a lab manager in IISc department. Today, we'll be making a video presentation of samples which has been prepared through XRF. And there are different types of materials that can be used for analyzing in this XRF. In case of solid samples, we can use rock chip, metal, ceramic samples. And when it comes to powder, we need to make a bead or pellet or use the direct powder for the XRF sample. To find the major oxide elements in our sample, it is always recommended to prepare a bead rather than pellet. Pellet is moreover used to find the trace elements in our sample using XRF. And this list is the number of elements, major elements that we can find in our XRF if we prepare a bead. Our next sample that we are going to prepare for XRF is pellet. And this instrument is hydraulic press machine, which will prepare our pellet. Pellets are majorly used to find the trace elements in your samples. To prepare a pellet sample, the things that we need are boric acid, which will be used as a binding agent, the sample that we need to make a pellet, spatula, an aluminum cup, which we use to put the sample in, a china dish, which is required to weigh the boric acid and sample, and for cleaning purpose, we use here ethanol. Comparing a bead preparation, the preparation of pellet is quite inverse. The sample and a binding agent will be used in the ratio of 10:1. Now we'll weigh the china dish first. In the china dish, we'll tear it to the initial position and now we'll weigh the sample. Here we are weighing 11 gram of sample and 1.1 gram of our binding agent. The reason why we use 11 gram is because the aluminum cup that we are using here is of 30 mm dia. Here now we have weighed 11 gram of samples and now we'll be weighing the boric acid, which we here use as a binding agent. So with the help of a clean spatula using ethanol, now we'll be weighing our boric acid, which is our binding agent, and we keeping it into the butter paper. And the amount of boric acid that we need here is 1.1 gram. After weighing the binding agent, which is of 1.1 gram, mix it with the sample that we have already beat. Now we'll be transporting the mix sample into the aluminum cup. Now make sure the cup is filled evenly. Now our mixture of sample and binding agent is prepared. Our next step is to use the hydraulic press machine. The first stage is to turn on the main switch and the killer switch. This is the emergency stop switch. If you make any accident, it is always recommended to click on the emergency stop switch first. And this green button is the start cycle of the instrument. And this yellow button is to eject your pellet, and to reset button is given to move forward to the next sample. Now, since the machine is on, now it is in its initial stage. The next thing to do is pull this arm, where you will be getting a notification on the screen saying that arm is not in position. After that, you can take the head of this, then place your sample inside this. Once it's placed, you can use the head and cover it back into its position. Make sure the head is properly sitting on the machine. Then move the arm back to its initial position. After that, you have two options over here. One is to adjust the pressure, which is from 0 to 40. So we are giving 25 over here. And the next thing is adjusting the time, the holding time, which you can keep from 1 second to 999 seconds. So here we are keeping around 40 seconds. After that, you can click on start. Now you can see the pressure has been applied. So now the pressure is 25 as you can see on the screen, and the holding time is varying from 0 to 40 seconds. After 40 seconds, there will be a notification on the screen that it says eject, reset and auto. Once this notification pops up, you should pull back the arm, remove the head, and place the half moon metallic clamp and keep the arm back to its position. After doing that, click on the eject. As you can see, the sample is being ejected from the holder. Once the sample is ejected, remove the sample. Now we have the final product, that is our pellet. As you can see, it has no cracks or anything. Make sure there is no cracks in the pellet. If there is any crack to be found, which means the composition which you have mixed the sample is wrong, you have to redo the sample. After preparing the pellet, it is obvious to name the sample number. So here we are using a sticker which already has our sample number written on it, and we'll be sticking it behind the pellet on the aluminum cup and keeping it back in a Ziploc cover so that no contamination will happen to the sample. After sealing our sample, our next step is to clean the hydraulic press. So as you can see, it's back, it's in its old position. So now click the reset button and you can see it's going to its initial position. Once it goes to its initial position, remove the clamp. Just push it from the bottom where you can lift this. With the help of a Kinwipe and ethanol, you should properly clean all the parts of the hydraulic press machine. Keep it back to its initial position. After that, click on the emergency stop where instrument will be turned off. Close the glass lid and turn off the switch. Now we have successfully made a bead and a pellet sample which will be later on used for the XRF analysis. I would like to repeat this again. We should thoroughly clean all the accessories and the components of the instruments and keep it back to its original position as shown before in the video. If you are stuck with any part and if you are confused what to do next and if you are not sure about it, please stop where you are and immediately contact the concerned person who will be dealing with it later on.